Hey guys, I have been spending a lot of time reflecting on my experience of traveling to every country and sorting through what kind of information would be the most valuable to share with you guys. So it's not surprising that most of the questions that I get about my travels all revolve around money. I definitely learned a lot about budgeting travel when I was going to every country, but I honestly learned so much about the costs of travel when I was working as a travel consultant at my family's agency in California. When I was working there, I was seeing firsthand examples of people that could spend a few $100s traveling in a specific destination for a whole month. And then you can also see people traveling to the same destination and spending $50,000 in just 1 week. And also when I say countries, I'm talking about nations specifically recognized by the UN, not just territories like Bora Bora and places like Antarctica, which are also unbelievably expensive to travel to. Keep in mind that you can travel to any country in the world on a shoestring budget. And of course, the sky is the limit with how much you can spend in any given country. This video is about my personal experience and opinion about which countries I found the most expensive to travel in. Country number 1 is the Maldives. The Maldives are a chain of 26 atolls in the Indian Ocean, and they are synonymous with wealth. As with anywhere, the bulk of the cost with traveling here is the accommodation, and the price range in this country is quite shocking and the luxury is off the charts. There is even a resort that offers an underwater hotel room that supposedly costs $50,000 per night. So what I found the most surprising about the Maldives was that the country itself is relatively inexpensive, especially if you stay on some of the smaller local islands. It's actually these huge resorts that have purchased private islands and built these overwater bungalows and charge $20 a cocktail that have set these unbelievably high price tags that in no way benefit the local economy. Country number 2 is the United Arab Emirates. The UAE is one of the busiest travel hubs and is a popular destination for long layovers. Dubai has a reputation for luxury. It even has the world's largest man-made islands. The famous Burj Al Arab has been called the first 7-star hotel, and the royal suite comes with a $24,000 per night price tag. It's easy to avoid crazy travel costs like those when visiting this country, but the fact that they are even an option is definitely worth mentioning. Considering that the UAE started to develop around 50 or so years ago, it is quite impressive that it has so quickly become one of the wealthiest countries in all of the Middle East. Country number 3, Norway. This beautiful Scandinavian country is expensive for very interesting reasons, the first being the discovery of oil. Since then, Norway has developed one of the highest living wages in the world, which has inflated the prices of goods and services around the country. This means that the extremely high price for hotels, restaurants, and even gasoline are seemingly normal for a Norwegian salary and brutally taxing on everyone else. It was very difficult to choose which country in Europe was the most expensive to travel to because, in my experience, there isn't too much of a variation between countries like France and Italy and Greece, but I chose Norway and Scandinavia in general because there is usually an additional travel cost of getting to that region of Europe in the first place, and then of course some of the most expensive travel activities you can find in the world are in the Arctic. Country number 4 on the list, the Seychelles. This small country is also located in the Indian Ocean and has similar selling points to the Maldives, but with a very different landscape. The remote location contributes to the high cost of travel here, but since this is a very popular honeymoon destination, resorts have taken full advantage of that appeal. This makes aligning high expectations with a budget-friendly reality quite difficult. Overall, the Seychelles has a reputation for being a destination with a hefty price tag. This is definitely an accurate reputation, but it is possible to travel to the Seychelles on a shoestring budget. I did it myself a few years ago, and although I definitely had some FOMO about wondering what it was like inside of those insanely expensive resorts, it was still definitely worth the trip for the natural beauty alone. The last country on this list is England. The UK in general is expensive for similar reasons to Norway's relatively high wages. London is considered the financial capital of the world, and common products and services are usually double what they would be in other countries. And since visiting this city is on every tourist's bucket list, the attractions can basically charge any price they want. I'm not sure exactly what it is about traveling in England that is so expensive. Maybe it's the currency exchange or something, but every time I'm there I end up going over budget and sleeping in a hotel room the size of a very, very small closet. But that's okay because it is such a beautiful country regardless of how much it breaks my bank every time I'm there. Honestly, everywhere is expensive for different reasons. I've been so surprised to find that it's actually some of the least visited places in the world that turn out to be the most expensive. So there you have it. Those are the countries that I find the most expensive to travel through. Let me know what you thought and what else you would like to know about. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you next week.